Hey everybody, happy Friday. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. Today is a twofer kind of day. I am doing the after the pen flip throughs of my bullet journal and my passion planner. I will link the passion planner video with this. I'm gonna try my best not to make this super chatty and super long and lengthy, but the fact that it's my first actual month in a bullet journal, you get what you get. So get a glass of wine, get your cup of coffee, whatever you're doing, and just settle in for this. So I am using a Midori MD notebook dot grid. I will have all these details linked down below, so never fear. This is messy. Obviously it looks a hot mess. I didn't bother getting a cover for it. It is simply a test drive to see if bullet journaling worked for me, would work for me before I spent the money on a beautiful Archer and Olive. I not only spent money on an Archer and Olive, but I got gifted one. So I'm super excited, and I have a pending birthday. So I'm really hopeful that, that I either get another one or get a duplicate, because I'm a little bit OCD. So I'll see how that portion gets handled. But not the point. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm not gonna harp too much on the setup side. I just wanted to start at the beginning because some things are finally getting filled in. If I can flip the page, it'd be so swell. And make sure we're in frame, also swell. So things are getting filled in as I flip to my blank index page. I have not started logging my index. I don't know how I wanna combat that quite yet. I think maybe doing it in like a nightly wind down would be a great idea. With a glass of wine would be even better. We're gonna flip through the future logs because we don't need them. I've started filling in my cute little 52 of 20. I need to okay, for some reason I thought that was only 4 and I was very confused. But yeah, I've been sticking with that, and I will link the video for my setup so that I can talk about all this and another thing. I'm doing my budgeting just fine. Not really, I'm not on track. This is my Banks tracker. Banks is my cat. She shows up in videos from time to time. We moved, and I am just tracking her gut health to make sure everything is moving smooth. So that's where I'm tracking that, and it's working great. I'm tracking cleaning here. So I put the date in the column of that month. So, and then we'll talk about the post-it nonsense. So I have a letter that indicates every single month, and then in that column, I put what date I cleaned on so that I just know when it was last like deeply done. And then I started putting post-its in. I know it's not the prettiest thing, but at least until I get a good layout page done, it allows me to put notes on there for when I remake that page. So things I might want to add in the future are a deep clean to the litter box, deep cleaning the Keurig, like descaling it and all of that stuff, changing my kitchen sponges and my loofahs in my bathroom. One thing on my YouTube tracker that I noticed is that I have a film and edit column, but my number one problem is editing the descriptions. Sorry about that, guys. I try so hard. But it is like the last thing on the totem pole, or it's like the first thing to go. So if I'm like busy doing 9 million other things, it's the first thing that doesn't get done. So I'm really sorry. It's just because creating content is not my only thing. I work a 9 to 5, and then I have a boyfriend, and we're in 2 different houses, so it's always really chaotic. So it's just, yeah, sorry, not to whinge. There are a lot of blank pages that we're gonna come across, and that was due to kind of planning for space that I didn't end up using. So I'm not really sure what's gonna become of them. I think I wanna just backtrack and use them for other things. Like if I decide on a collection page, I can use it for that. So I think in my next spread, I'm gonna shorten this. So it'll be books on top, or like maybe one column for books and one for watching. Because I'm realizing now that as of right now, I can maintain 160, 190-ish pages to equal 3 months. And I don't know if that's because like I'm new to bullet journaling and I'm still like in that word vomit phase, or if it's something that's going to calm down. But I don't need all this space because this is fine for like 6 months to a year, but this is not going to work for me for 3 months. Like, that's too much, and I can condense that down and get more out of it. So my gifts page is working out swimmingly. I highly suggest it. I came up with the idea because I always feel like I'm scrambling last minute sometimes to come up with a gift idea for someone that's meaningful and that's on time and in my budget. So I've been writing ideas down ahead of time, and if I can go ahead and get them so that it's already ready and done. I need to start working on my mom's present because it's crafty. Snail mail is something I haven't been able to work on yet. I'm hoping that by getting ahead in some of the video content that I'm going to be able to work on that. I would really even love to be able to do like a pen pal style something again. These are my planning pages for Orlando and New Zealand. I haven't finished filling out my resolutions, and there's reason for that. I wish I had called them goals and not resolutions, and I had structured it a little bit differently. But we are where we are. And it's because I don't want to rush to put down 12 goals. I just want to make them meaningful goals. Consistency is my word of the year, and I'm still struggling. So now we get into January. I will post the January setup video as a suggestion. These are some of the things I got done in January. So getting my Christmas decor put away, getting my insurance license taken care of, getting my boss scheduled a month ahead of time, which was a feat, let me tell you. Meal planning for January, getting my Ashley rug return done, but I still need to figure out the exchange portion, and booking my 30th birthday trip. This is one of my absolute favorite things. I did it in my Hobonichi when I would have an extra month spread. So in Hobonichi, you get the month before it starts, and then you get the month after. And I would always, or the month after it finishes. So in lieu of that, I was like, well, what am I going to do with the space? I already technically have a calendar. So I would use it as kind of like a 1 line a day brain dump. So this is what happened. This is my takeaway from the day, whatever the case may be, and enjoy using up a ton of random stickers. This is like my version of sticker vomit to some extent, and it was fantastic. So I love how it looks and how bright and colorful, and I love going back and rereading some of them. January was a rough month, I'm not gonna lie, but there were so many great highlights. I got the chance to have a FaceTime day with Taylor. I got the chance to have someone over to my apartment that was not my family or my boyfriend, which sounds really silly and stupid, but most of my friends live out of state. So it's really hard to have friend time. So I really made an effort to try to have more friend time with people, both, virtually if I could, or, in person. So I had lunch with my friend Jordan. I had a neighbor of Jeff's that I'm friends with come over to my apartment. I had my FaceTime date with Taylor. So there was a good myriad. It wasn't all the people I had hoped to see in January or the people I'd even planned to see, but I love that it was surprising in that way. I've been back on my workout journey. I've been cooking a ton. Oh my gosh, I've been cooking so much. I'm going to put my referral code down below, but I do have a referral code / percentage off for Home Chef. So if it's something that you've been thinking about doing, I highly recommend it. It's really great if you're like a couple. Like, not that I don't recommend it for family households. I just imagine that it could get kind of clunky. But it's great for 2 or 3 people probably. Unless you want to order like multiple boxes, because most boxes are structured for 2 servings. That's the only reason I say that. But I will put the code down below, and they're absolutely fabulous, and you'll save $35 off your first order if you use it. So throwing that in there. Oh, my sad January. So what's sad about it is this awful layout. But otherwise the workouts went really well. This is duplicated in my passion planner. I decided moving into February, which I will link the February setup video about here-ish. Wow. And I did this when I shot the passion planner video. Like, I have created quite a work for myself in the editing process, so be patient with me if it's not all bright and shiny when this video uploads. The point being that I was duplicating, and I'd rather make one chart that's a plan and one that actually happened. So I want the one in my planner to be the one that actually happened, and I want the one in my bullet journal to be the ideal, this is what I'd like to have happen. I glued these 2 pages together, but we're not going to talk about it. So now we're going to go into the rapid log dailies. So I chose not to do like a weekly spread, which would have saved me so much space. Like, most people would fit 7 days into this section. I'm not one of those people. One of the reasons that I started bullet journaling was because I kept finding myself writing on notebook pages and writing in notebooks, and then it was just a mess. It was a constant, nonstop mess. I like this because I can rapid log, I can word vomit, I can do whatever I want, however I want, and decorate all in one. And so for right now, this is totally working. This is a Happy Planner sticker. The stencil I use is from Allie Brown. The paints are a mixture of Hydrocolors, Daniel Smith colors, and J. Davenport colors. My Hydrocolors are the most expensive, I would definitely say. Some of the Daniel Smith tubes I got pretty small, so they weren't too bad. But the Hydrocolors are completely worth it, and I highly recommend. I'll link all that jazz down below. I mainly use my Pilot G2 in a 0.38. That's my go-to pen. All the numbers I think are done in Micron, just because I was watercoloring with them. That's the only reason. And then this is a little Tim Holtz sticker. I really didn't do a bunch of decorating past that point. I'm just doing like a simple flip. These are when I did the swatches for the acrylograph colors. I can link that video if you're interested in that unboxing. I tried different things with the numbers, and I hate because I don't feel like you can really see like the shimmer and shift of some of these, but they're beautiful. It was a really great like way for me to swatch colors and play with how they might mix and meld. So I enjoyed that. I'm making an aquarium logbook for my boyfriend, so I threw this in. Again, one thing I love so much about bullet journaling is the freeformness. After, I'm still getting used to it, and it's still clunky and awkward, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm using an actual physical planner in tandem with this, because the planner gives me a place to like create a little bit of order. And I'm hoping that by next year I can do it all in one, but that's gonna take some work. So for right now, we're just in 2 different places, and that's okay. And I have to be okay with that journey, even though it's uncomfortable to me. It's kind of what's efficient at the time, and I still have needs that need structure, if that makes sense. I still need a calendar. I still need weekly. It's already pre-set up, but I need the free form of rapid log areas. So anyways, it allowed me to just dump ideas of what I wanted for his aquarium log, what I knew he needed, what I knew it needed to be like for him to be efficient with it, and then what I needed to start buying and like my to-do list. And then went right back into rapid logging. This is where I did a migrated task situation. So short version of what that's about is I started here and then went forward and listed out anything that still wasn't done. I learned now, after a month of doing this, that I need to do this almost on a daily basis. Waiting a week is too long. So maybe doing one on a Sunday and one on a Wednesday or something is what I need to do if I'm not doing it daily. So maybe bi-weekly. These are just some ideas for Etsy. Okay, so my pages aren't the prettiest right now, and it's been more about me finding what works than spending time on making something pretty only to find out that it's not efficient at all. that's a perfect example because we're going to flip this over. I spent a lot of time pretty hand lettering all this. I didn't follow this at all. I damn sure didn't follow this at all. Completely out the window. Waste of 2 pages. Not my jam. So moving forward, what I want to do is plan an entire month's worth of meals on one calendar spread and then do the same with social media. I'm trying to get better with social media in general, not just like having consistent YouTube content, but posting to social media to grow all of this mess. But also insert myself personally. I don't have a business account and a personal account. I don't have time to have 2 accounts. I would go insane. But just making sure I have a good medley of all that. And then I went back to rapid logging and I stopped doing the swatches. This is a very ugly page. So not my jam. I tried to start making it pretty and then I got angry. But it was me taking notes on the January 13th new moon, and it was very spot on. I'm very into lunar activity and astrological activity because it actually applies to me very heavily. I'm very susceptible to that, to the universe. I am very grounded with it. I match up with things like that so much better than just like a random horoscope situation, and I spend a lot of that just being stressed out. So there's actually no 13th rapid log. The 13th is just gone. It's gone. And that's going to happen again towards the end of the month. And that's another reason I wanted to do a genuine flip through. At first I was like, oh, I should go back and actually try to remember what I did in rapid log. But the more I thought about it, I was like, okay, now you're taking, sorry, this is very ranty and I'm sorry about that. I'm so passionate about the efficiency of planning. I feel like we get so lost in the Instagram, Pinterest rabbit hole of gorgeous layouts and beautiful spreads that we forget it is so much more important that they are also efficient. Now, that being said, to some people it is like therapy to an extreme degree to make these spreads pretty. And I have an art journal that I don't have near enough time for and would love to be in far, not that I wouldn't love to flip through this and see pretty layouts, but if I had a choice between making this pretty or making my art journal pretty, I'm gonna want my art journal to be pretty. I wanna have time to do project life. I have other creative avenues as well. So I noticed that with Hobonichi that I was really getting in a groove where I was upset. Like it was making me aggravated to prep for the month. And I had to figure out a way to like shake things up, but make them fun and efficient. So all of that gibberish to say that, yes, I'm gonna give you pretty layouts and I'm going to enjoy honing that skill and developing that skill, but I'm also going to make sure that I'm not sacrificing efficiency and I'm not sacrificing productivity for it either. So that being said, we're going to keep flipping. I'm having some giveaway ideas, so make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. When we hit 1,000, I'm going to do a giveaway here, and when I hit 1,000 on Instagram, I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm also planning a really nice end of the year kind of Christmas style giveaway too. So I'm thinking about that. And then it's kind of back to the rapid logging. If I didn't say it before, the numerical stencil is from Allie Brown and I will link them. This is another just plain blank page. Nothing happened. I just thought I was going to need more space to rapid log. And so I wanted to sketch out some things for James's virtual voyage is coming up. I can put the link down below for that class. I'm really, really excited about that. And I'm trying to be super ahead of the game so I can enjoy that fully. Am I still in frame? Yes, thank God. But I just left space. So I did that. I'm not sure why I skipped so much. I think I thought I was going to keep sketching ideas until I left myself room. I like that I kept the Post-its. At first I was going to take them out, but then I was like, no, that happened that day. Like, leave it. I think if you come from a smash book background or a junk journaling background or things like that, you understand the simplicity and excitement of seeing like real-time ephemera, whether it's a Post-it or a tag or a ticket or whatever. It just kind of brings you joy. This is actually all in pencil and not very pretty at all. It is the, it's kind of like the layout of my plant, my planters at the moment. I had to like carve out half a planter, and just kind of starting to prep for spring because I'll be wanting to order succulents soon. So I needed to kind of know what I had. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do this year. If I want to do arrangements, if I want to separate everybody, or what I want to do. But I knew I wanted to list everything first. So I did that. And I even listed Jeff's because I built his out. Inappropriate, but really funny. So funny story about that. My friend Sarai's cat, and I will link the GoFundMe down below. Her cat has FIP, and her cat, he's the older of the two. They just got a new kitten. He got diagnosed, and she has found a treatment, and they are working very hard on his condition. However, it is expensive, and I'm trying to support her in any way I can. Shameless plug. I don't care if you feel like supporting, go for it. If not, I understand it's not your cat, it's not your friend, it's not anything, but if you feel like it, go for it. Any amount helps. But we were making not light of it, but the joke was, if you love pussy, save mine, because it's a cat. So again, this video is not for children. I put that on there. I do my part in selecting the correct functions, whatever it is. But I thought it was funny, and I wrote it on a Post-it, and I threw it in there. I had my 1-year anniversary with my job. A thing about rapid logging that I have found really helpful is that it's faster. It's so much faster to me than writing it on a piece of paper, planning it on an hour by hour, making sure it got done. Like, it's fast. Like, in the morning while I'm drinking my coffee and getting ready, I'm rapid logging things that need to get done that day. And even though some of them are really monotonous, like it's the same feed kitten, do the litter box, do the dishes, it's something also mentally helpful about checking that box. And if you have not read Bullet Journal Method by Ryder Carroll, I will link that down below. I highly recommend it, not just from a planner perspective, but I am seriously considering buying it for several people for Christmas presents this year, just because of the discussions that are had about how our brains process productivity and just how to kind of elevate yourself, even if you're not journaling. But you don't have to make pretty journals. You don't. This is a very ugly spread about the full wolf moon. I would love to get to a place where I don't feel like I'm playing catch up with every single personal thing I do. My job takes time, and this year we'll probably see even more of my time taken from what I'm gathering already in this first month of the year. Not a bad thing. It's a lot of things that I have been waiting for to happen with work are finally happening in my work life, which means this, and as much as I love it, does take a backseat. So as much as I'd love to say, oh, I'll wait and do a full wolf moon spread when I'm home and I have time and I can make it pretty, that doesn't happen, but I still want the information. So it's gonna have to be when I have time for it and when it works. I know I've said that a lot, but I just really wanna hone in on that. Another thing that I thought was really interesting that I did was I skipped a couple pages because I thought I was gonna continue my 28 rapid log and then do 29, 30, 31, and that never happened. This is part of, I think, 31, and then I realized I could cover that up just fine. And so then I still had more extra pages. Like, I had allocated all these pages for January before February started. So I will post the video for the February setup. So don't worry, it'll be in there somewhere, whether it's in suggested or what have you, it will be linked. but I have all this space to now go back and use, which is great because if I decide somewhere in February, oh, I need to make a collection list for something, I can flip back and use those pages. And I'm really just trying to be loosey-goosey with it. But I hope you enjoyed my rant about efficiency and productivity while we flipped through all these goodies. I can't wait to do February. Some other things that I really want to chat about really fast before I lose you. Number one, next week I'm doing a Project Life with Me video and it's Valentine's themed and it's actually 2020 photos, which is awesome. No, I'm not that caught up. I just wanted to do something nice for myself and have a Valentine's themed post the week before Valentine's, whatever. And it was nice to actually use more current photos because sometimes I get really discouraged but scrapbooking really, really old photos when I really want to do the newer ones. So it was nice to take a break and do something new. I'm not really sure what's coming up after that. I'm still in a debacle and debate what's gonna go. And then we'll go into the March plan with me videos. So the third week week after next is a mystery. But I do want to talk about bullet journaling things that might be coming up very soon. As a newbie to this, I really thought that maybe my insight as a new person and being a little bit more analytical, that I could shed some light on some struggles that you might be having as a first-time bullet journaler. So I'm actually going to do like not a series because it won't be multiple videos, but I'm going to do a video specifically dedicated of how to bullet journal newbie style. Just so that I can really shake this foundation of it's okay that it's not perfect and it's not pretty and it's not everything you envisioned it to be, and that's not a reason to throw the journal in the trash can and quit. So I just really want to tackle that, and so that might be what's on the third week or it might come in March, but it is something I'm working on. So if there's anything in particular that you're finding trouble with, please drop it in the comments down below and I will do my best to address it. So again, that's going to be either the third week of February that happens, or it'll be sometime in March. No promises of when I'm going to align those stars quite yet. But I hope everyone had a very productive and happy January, even with all the chaos going on. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm about to freeze to death and I'm over winter. So I just want some spring in my life. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend, and until next week, happy crafting, happy planning, happy journaling, happy all the things. Thank you, everybody. Bye.